I genuinely do not know how it's possible that this is my last quarter taking classes in anthropology as an undergraduate anthropology major ever. My first ever class as an undergraduate college student at UCLA was actually a linguistics anthropology class, and I just think it is so full circle that my last class at UCLA is also going to be an anthropology class. Now, I have made so many of these videos talking to you guys about what classes that I have taken as an anthropology major at UCLA, and I actually went back and created a playlist of all these videos where I talk about the classes that I've taken, and including this video, there's going to be 10 videos in that playlist. So if you guys want to go check it out or just see what kinds of anthropology classes get offered at college institutions, go check it out. I will have it linked down below. But now on to those classes that I am taking in my last quarter ever as an undergraduate anthropology student at UCLA. So the first class that I will be taking is incredibly consistent with my interests and my loves as an anthropology student, and that class is called Anthropology 124T, Evolution of Personality. Now, for anyone who knows me, you guys know that I am just obsessed with biological anthropology. Now, this class basically applies the themes from natural selection and evolution to personality, and looking at personality within large populations, and also looking at personality in individual people. And something that I really like about this class is not only are we looking at like the evolutionary theory involved, but we're also taking a look at like the historical development of evolutionary psychology and the evolution of personality as a field in general. And I feel like biological anthropology classes tend to not really talk about that historical side of the field and how it came to be. So to get that opportunity in the evolution of personality has actually been really fun and new and different from what I've done before. Now, I also really like this class because it's very obvious that personality science is a relatively new field in the sense that we haven't been studying personality for as long as maybe we've done mathematics. Personality is something that's obviously very hard to fully understand and put in these discrete boxes, which, spoiler alert, you don't do that. That's not how the science itself works. But I do feel like I'm a part of this field that's so new and growing. And I don't know, that's just a really cool feeling. So yeah, that is the evolution of personality. Now, the next class that I am taking is called Anthropology 191HE, Writing for Publication and Conference Presentations. Now, my returners, you guys know I've talked about these classes before, so if you want to skip my little explanation that you know is coming, skip to this timestamp. But for anyone who does not know, I am basically a part of this honors program at UCLA for anthropology students where we get the opportunity to see through our own research question. Now, basically, we're given 2 years and funding to complete an anthropological research project on whatever it is in the world that you're curious about. So if you have this deep passion for linguistics or for biological anthropology, like I do, then you would get the opportunity to actually do research with funding for 2 years. And the way that this basically works is there is a class every single quarter that you have to take for 2 years, which basically works on a different part of the research process. So like your first quarter in this program is doing a literature review, and the next quarter is developing your methods. And then over the summer, you go and collect your data. And so this, like I said at the beginning of the video, is the last class in this honors sequence. And basically we're working on developing our conference presentations. So the UCLA Anthropology department puts on this conference at the end of every spring quarter where the honor students get to present their findings and their work that they've been working on for 2 years. And it's honestly really creative, and I really like that about this program. You can decide if you want to do a presentation like with slides, if you want to make a podcast, if you want to do a short documentary. And I'm leaning towards doing a video with all my findings and my research that I am going to either put on this channel or do a shout out to the UCLA Anthropology Department YouTube channel where you can find it, but we'll see. Now, this class is especially valuable because it gives you a lot of these real life transferable skills where you're learning about how to present in a conference setting and how to tell a story with your research, which I think is really important, especially if you want to continue with academia. So yes, that is that class. All right, so the third class that I am taking is Anthropology SRP 199, Anthropology Student Research Project. Now, this class is very unique, and you definitely can find it at other universities, not just at UCLA, but it is basically this class that gives you an opportunity to do one-on-one research with a professor. And you decide on this project together, so maybe one professor has a lab and there's something that he wants to get done, and you actually start this research class with him, just the two of you, and you meet up regularly and work on this project for a quarter, and it's pretty self-driven, which I really like, and you get like 2 to 5 units, I think, or 2 to 8, something like that. It's pretty amazing. And it looks different for every student. So for me, obviously, I'm doing an anthropology SRP 199, but other students could do like history or biology or chemistry, as long as you have a faculty advisor to do that with you. Now, I'm not going to go into my research more specifically because that would take a whole nother video, but I am going to say that I really do think you should look into these kinds of opportunities at your own school, because letters of rec are a thing. And if you guys want to grow that one-on-one relationship with a professor, SRP 199 classes or the equivalent at your respective university is a really great way to build this connection and foundation with a faculty member. And these classes are also great because they give you the opportunity to flesh out what it is you do like about a specific field or what you don't like about a specific field. Like, this is a really great way to learn pretty quickly if research is something that you're interested in or not. So yeah, that is my third class. Now, this fourth class I'm actually no longer taking. I took it for 2 weeks and decided to drop it. Not because it's not a fantastic class, it is. Oh my God, the professor was amazing and the topics were so good. But I decided that just with priorities in my senior year, it just was more important to me to focus on some other things than be taking this heavy course load. But I still wanted to mention it because it gives you guys a good idea of what kinds of anthropology classes are out there. Now, this anthropology class is called Anthropology 169, Selected Topics in Regional Cultures, Mental Health, Migration, and the Horn of Africa. But basically, this class looks at the real lives of African migrants and how the circumstances of migration can have an incredibly deep impact on an individual's mental health. Now, something that I took away from the 2 weeks that I was in this class is how much respect we should have for social and cultural anthropologists. There are so many different sensitive terms and ideas that these researchers deal with. One of the things that I noticed was this close attention to defining different terms and how different terms describe different people, like the difference between a refugee and an asylum seeker and migrant versus immigrant. All these terms that I think can get tossed around when they shouldn't be, because they all have very different implications on identity construction and mental health. And yeah, this class was just really cool because it was so specific in some ways and centralized to the Horn of Africa and mental health. And it was also really cool because in other ways it's really broad. Like, mental health is something that applies to everyone. You watching this video, the people that this class talks more specifically about. And again, if I had all the time in the world, I would have stuck with this class. I thought it was really amazing. And yeah, I just wanted to mention it because I do think it gives you guys a really good idea of what kinds of courses are available to you in college. And you could take that even if you aren't an anthropology major. So yeah. Now, those are all the things, all the classes that I have to talk about in this video and to have to talk about as an undergraduate ever. It's just, oh my God, I can't. I get so sad thinking about it, because I love my major and I love anthropology, and I don't know, I just want to keep talking about it because the second that this video ends, I no longer have new undergraduate anthropology classes to talk about. So yeah, I unfortunately think that this is where this video ends. Don't forget to check out that playlist of 10 videos where I talk about my undergraduate anthropology courses at UCLA. And if you are a student, tell me what anthropology classes you're taking. I would love to know, especially if you are a freshman, sophomore, or junior, because that means you've still got time to take some more incredible classes. So yeah, that is all I have to say in this video, and I hope you guys are just having the most fantastic week. So I will see everybody next Sunday. All right, you guys. Bye. Whoa. Bye.